friends, how's your day? Welcome to English lesson for P3 students with me, Miss Rosa. Today we have new chapter. Can you see friends here? We are going to discuss Unit 3 about the desert. So are you ready? Let's start. In this unit, you will have 5 lessons. First, desert around the world. You will read and talk about deserts around the world. Second, at the oasis. You will discuss friendship and the events in the past. Third, desert reptiles. You will talk about and compare desert reptiles. Fourth, desert adaptation. You will write a report about desert animals. And then fifth, rattlesnake, mouse, and clever coyote. You read, discuss, and act out story about a trick. Let's start for the lesson 1, the desert around the world. You can open the learner's book, page 44 until 45. You will read and talk about deserts around the world. Can you see this picture, friends? Where are we? Alright, it's desert. What does a desert look like? What do all deserts have in common? Is it dry? Is it hot? And what are some plants can grow in the desert? So in the class, you will listen and read article with the title, The Living Desert. So now we have deserts around the world. Can you see this map? So the brown color here means the desert areas. Okay, let's see one by one. We have Atacama Desert. In number 1 on the map here, Atacama Desert here is in South America. And then Sahara Desert, right, so it's in Africa. The third one, Antarctic Desert, is in Antarctica. And then fourth, Northern Desert. Northern Desert is in North America. And then the fifth one, Gobi. Gobi Desert here is in Asia. So let's find out more information about these deserts, such as the largest, the hottest, or the coldest desert around the world in the class. Now let's continue for lesson 2, at the oasis. You will open the learner's book, page 46 until 47. You will discuss friendships and events in the past. So, in the class, you will read and listen a traditional tale. So what is an oasis here, friends? It's an area in a desert where there is always water, and then plants can grow there. In this lesson, you will have the language focus, past simple tense. To form the past simple, we often added the ending ed to a verb. Example, walked, helped. But some verbs also have different form, such as said and wrote. We can use past simple sentence to talk about things we did in the past. For example, I played football. We had lots of fun. After the subject here, we have verb in the past, played and had. But it's different for the negative sentence. We will use didn't and the verb, but do not change the verb into the past form. Example, I didn't play hockey. They didn't go to school. So after didn't here, we only use the verb base, play and go. Besides talking simple past tense, we also talk about the opposite words. Can you find the opposite words in the text, such as cold and then hot, slowly, quickly? Can you find the words for whispered and stupid in the story? Next, lesson 3, desert reptile. So you can open the learner's book, page 48 until 49. So you will talk about and compare desert reptiles. What is a reptile? Reptiles are cold-blooded animals. That means they need the sun's heat to warm them up. For example, snakes, lizards, turtles, and alligators. Now I have examples. So can you see for those pictures? So thorny devil is also a reptile. Gila monster, frog-eyed gecko, and Indian sand boa. They are also reptiles. So in this lesson, you will read some facts about those animals and then you can compare. So, what do you think, friends? Which reptile is the strangest? Okay, let's continue. In this topic, in this lesson, you will have the language focus, comparative, and superlative. When we compare things, we can use the endings ER and EST. Example, from small. Then you can change smaller and the smallest. When we have longer words, we can use more and most. Example here is dangerous, more dangerous, and then the most dangerous. When we compare one person, thing, action, or state to another, we can use the comparative. Example like this. My brother is smaller than me. That bag of rice is heavier than the other. So friends, here we can use the ending ER if we have two things to be compared. Next, superlative form is used to compare one thing to all the others in the same category. Examples. This route is the quietest. My bouquet is the prettiest. So let's continue for the lesson 4, desert adaptation. You can open the learner's book page 50 until 51. You will write a report about a desert animal. So you will read about camels here. How are camels able to survive in the hot, dry desert? So here are the example, friends. So what is a report text? It's text that tells about something in details based on the informed observation. We can use the present simple to talk about the fact. Example like this. A camel eats grass and plants. It doesn't eat meat. Camels live in the desert. They don't need much water. So they are the examples of sentences in present simple. But for this, if you have the subject he, she, and it, you will add s or es in the end of the verb. Example like this. A camel eats. And then for the negative, you can use don't for the subject I, you, we, and they. And doesn't for he, she, and it. Example like this. It doesn't eat meat. They don't need much water. Okay, then we will also have writing steps on this lesson. So when you want to make a report text, we will use some steps here. Let's try writing about the animal in the class. So first step is gathering information. So you will read some facts about the animals. And then the second one, you will write. You will write a report in the present simple. And then you can use the fact from your data first. And then the third step is read and revise. After you write the text, you will read again and check your writing. So check and correct for the step 4. So if you find something wrong on your writing, you can fix it and then you can correct it. So this is the example of the report text. Now let's continue for lesson 5, rattlesnake, mouse, and coyote. You can open the learner's book page 52 until 54. Here you will read, discuss, and act out a story about a trick. So this is the example of the story about rattlesnake, mouse, and clever coyote. So here you can have role play and also can have puppet show to act out the story. So friends, thank you so much for listening the explanation today. See you in the class, friends. Bye everyone.